Well, at long last I've got this parcel from Orchid Garden, so we'll just open it and have a look what the conditions are like inside, or what the plant conditions are like rather. Right, let's open it. Oh, a bit frog in my throat this morning. It's only early, it's about 9 o'clock now. So we'll have a look now. What should be in here are phaleanopsis, for all things, which are really the phaleana and stuff like that. The nice small ones. Well, they're not small when they do grow up, but that's the invoice. Right, let's just have a look what they're like. Right, I better make sure you can see. Well, we'll take the first one out and have a look. Where's my knife? Yeah. It's well wrapped up, I'll give them that. This is phaleanopsis phaleana, variety Caerulea, or Caerulea, whichever. It's a blue one. I hope they're all not going to be as difficult as this to get into. I know they've been in the post quite some time, so what I can expect to see is anybody's business. Oops. Oh, everything's stuck to everything here. It's even stuck to the paper. But the plant looks very, very nice. It's got another little growth at the side of it. Oh, dear me. That looks very nice to me. Got a new little growth here as well. So we'll have a look at that shortly. Get them all unpacked first. Now where's the label? Here. The label's not in the pot, it's stuck. Oh, dear me. Be careful, I'm going to lose all these. Right, just one. This one looks a little bit bigger for some reason. Oh, this is a big one. I never ordered a big plant. So what on earth is this? Well, looks like an old plant. It looks like. It's got 1, 2, 3 spikes on it. I don't remember ordering this. You can't it's all covered up here. Can't even read the label. It's all covered up with sticky tape. Oh, I don't remember ordering this. Maybe it's a freebie they sent me. Ah, dear me. This isn't in a pot. It's just wrapped around. Phaleanopsis corningis, violet. Oh well. It's got 3 spikes on it anyhow, so I can have some flowers. Or I'll just lay them down here and we'll have a proper look at them afterwards. Well, you don't want to watch me unpack the whole lot, do you? I'll just tell you what's in. There's no name on that one. This is Belina cross Guadalupe Pineda. This is Phaleanopsis Joshua Irwin Ginsberg. Oh, I don't remember these. Oh well. This is what I wanted. Phaleanopsis Belina Green. Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a look at this one. There's a label. This is a big plant. It's all floppy. Probably we've been in the cold weather for I don't know how long. God, remember tape on these. Oh, look at that for being floppy. But what a nice big plant. And it's got a spike on as well. So we'll see what we can do with that one. That's quite a big plant, isn't it? So I can't grumble about that one. Well, here's my haul, and there's one coming with a couple of blooms on. They all look okay. They need a bit of looking after next for the next month or so. So I haven't unwrapped them properly. I haven't put the labels in or everything yet. So what I'll do, I'll leave it for the time being. I'll clean all the leaves up and I'll get the pots right, and then we'll have a look at them again. But this is a beautiful flower, I think. Just have a look at this one. Isn't that lovely? Beautiful. Well, I'm not really in the habit of repotting when I just get plants. I generally let them acclimatise to the conditions I've got. But I just can't believe, I mean, there's some fabulous roots on this one. This is the Corning's Violet. Lovely root system on it. Three spikes. Planted in moss, all this moss here, loads of it. So all that, plus the roots, in a tiny little pot like that. Just a tiny little 6mm pot. I don't know how they did it. And it was hard as a rock, so I've had to cut the original pot off, and I'll repot this up. But I'm not a lover of sphagnum moss, so I'll take a chance and put this in some medium bark with a little bit of live moss and see how that one goes. That's Corning's Violet. Well, the next one I've started doing is this phaleanopsis samira, and that's just the same problems. Look at the roots, not grumbling about these. Just masses of roots, but they're all in this bark, hard as a rock, and a lot of the roots have been squashed so flat they're dead. So I'm going to have to do this one as well. It's got a beautiful flower on it. There we are. But it looks like I might be losing these, but never mind, as long as we get potted up right and get it growing well for next year. Phaleanopsis samira. And you can see how well they're compacted in. I can hardly squeeze it. I'm having to get all this sphagnum moss out. Started there, I've been doing this about 10 minutes up to now, so another 10 minutes I should have cleared it. So we'll see how we go. Well, it's taken me ages to clean this one up and get all the sphagnum moss out. Lovely long roots. Now I've cleaned one leaf up, this one, just with warm water and a good rubbing. But look at the leaves underneath. See if I can move this with my finger. Look at the state of them. Absolutely caked on. And these as well on this side, so I've got to clean all these up as well. So it's going to take me around about an hour a plant to clean up, to clean off, get all the sphagnum out, clean it all up, prepare a pot, and get them potted up again with a proper labelling. Ooh. Well, that's the phaleanopsis samara. I found another label in it that said different, but that's its normal name, samara, and it's a cross between, what is it? Let me get the label out. Oh yeah, it's a primary hybrid, and it's a cross between Violaceae and Bellina. I've cleaned the leaves up on it, so it's not looking too bad now. I took it out of the sphagnum moss, and I've just put it in some a mixture of live moss, not much of it, coconut husk and bark with a bit of perlite in it. So we'll see how that goes on. Well, I've got all the plants now from Orchid Garden. I've got them all in the pots now. They're living for quite some time. They're all been cleaned up. All the leaves have been cleaned, so they do look a lot better. Need a bit of time now to acclimatise. You know, the leaves were getting a little bit, although they are floppy in nature, they were just a little bit thin and not firm enough. Anyhow, the one you can see in front of you now is the Bellina caerulea, the blue Bellina, and the one on this side, which is a much larger plant, is the green one. So I'd like to tell you a bit about them. Well, these are native to Borneo and Malaysia. They grow in humid, swampy forests. They can grow on actual trees or on the branches of the trees. They're small plants in flower size to the size of the plant itself when they get fully mature. They require hot temperatures uh, and the broad wavy leaves you can see here and here, see how wavy they are. That's so the water can run off easily, because we do plant these upside down. In the wild they grow other way around, so where the water runs off, keeps away from the crown. They have short flowering stems, but they are persistent bloomers. That is to say, unlike the popular hybrids, you know, the big ones that you can buy from the stores, you know, once they've flowered you cut the spike off, or you cut it just above a node. But on these you don't cut the stem at all, because they can flower for years and years on the same spike. As regards light, they like a good light, but they like shade, and on no account should you give them any sunshine. And they need at least 10 or above hours of good light per day. The temperatures, well, they need sort of a minimum low during the day of about 24. They can go as high as they want, and at the night time don't let them get down to anything less than 18 if you can help it. That's for these species. Now if you grow them in pots and you're worrying about humidity, if you grow them in pots, the humidity of 50% or just above will be adequate. But if you grow them mounted, then they will require much higher humidity, you know, 70 to 80%. These species, phaleanopsis, do not need a winter rest, although in winter you will give them a little less water and a little less feed. They should never be allowed to dry out. Just as they're becoming dry, they need watering again. And as regards feeding, we'll feed them sort of every couple of weeks with half of what feed you're giving them, half strength that is. You know, it just reminds me, this morning I've been watering. I've watered 55 plants, all the frags, the Masdevallias, and I've done them all out of the same bucket. And I tested the water when I got it in. It was the RO water, and it was 0.1%, so it was 1 part per million. And I watered all those in the same bucket, poured all the water through them, and at the end I tested it again, and it had just gone up to 12 parts per million. So that's telling me that it's about time I started feeding them again with the fish blood and bone. The Balena colours, as you know, are primarily green and Carulia, which is the blue. And there are many different forms of venosa. So if you cross the venosa with Balena, you never know what colour of flower you're going to get, although it will be beautiful. And I can highly recommend this plant to you. Joshua Irwin Ginsberg. This one is Phaleanopsis samira, and this is a direct cross between the two species, Balena and Violaceae. And this is an absolutely beautiful plant, and quite big, and beautiful flowers. They're just going over a little bit since I unwrapped them, but see if we can get it straight there. That's it. Absolutely lovely. But all these plants have been really good, and they've all got masses of roots on them, so that's a very good thing. Now this is a strange little Phaleanopsis. It's Phaleanopsis loyi, and said to be very tricky and finicky. It's a deciduous plant, which is unusual, which means it throws off its leaves every year. But the roots carry on growing, so we'll see how that goes on. These small plants I'm keeping them here get watered twice a day. The only thing I do is dip them in the fish tank, so that seems to suffice for them. So we'll see how this one goes. Very deciduous phaleanopsis, Phaleanopsis lowii. Well, that's about all I can show you. I've been through the plants that I got from the orchid garden, almost. What I haven't shown you about them, I'll show you those on the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you once again to all my subscribers, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.